Welcome to Leading Vision Podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Ame, and it's an amazing time to be here again. Happy New Year, guys. How we doing? And then, of course, it's another Ubonge one in the city of Zaria. Your only podcast, your favorite live pirate podcast, one of its kind. And I have an amazing guest today. If you look to my immediate right, I have an amazing, quiet, cool, noble Ajia in the studio today. One of the few persons that have listened to us, that believed in what we're doing. They were in our last talk show and they enjoyed a part of it, and they want to have a piece of what we do here. So, of course, Hajia, welcome on the show.
Thank you.
Now, this amazing Hajia, she don't talk much, but then trust me, for me to drag her to the studio today, it's a whole lot, and I've got a lot of insight from her end, and I just want to share her. So maybe just educate us, just give us something to take back home today. I'm talking about no other person but Miss Zainab Magaji. She works with the Life We Deserve Foundation. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So unemployment in Nigeria, I think you agree with me that it's one of the key things eating the fabrics of today's youth, and we just want to do a little justice to it. Mind you, these are our opinions. We're not saying this is how it should be run, but then this is just us giving a feel to it in today Nigeria. So Hajia, what's your view? What's your thought on unemployment in Nigeria? You're young graduates, yet you're not working as a federal government staff. If not for whoever that person is that owns that vision, where the Life We Deserve Foundation comes from, probably maybe you and I will be unemployed today.
Yes, we would have been sleeping at home.
You see, so tell me, for you, what has it been like for you?
It has been very tough.
Tough.
To graduate since 2017.
Wow, 2017.
Sitting at home doing nothing. I got a job when I finished my service. That was 2019.
So you were lucky to get a job, so
it was not that
not a serious job.
Yes. So I had to just quit it, and I got another one.
Are you even nice? You even quit jobs. We look for a job.
No, it was in another state, so I could not stay there.
Okay.
That's Zamfara State.
Why could you not stay in Zamfara? You in Zamfara? Why can you not stay in Zamfara?
It was another
story.
So I just had to come back home, and when I came back home, I now got a job with an NGO, Center for Girls Child Education, here in Zaire. So I worked for like 2 years with them, and NGO works are under contracts, so it got terminated. Then I got a job with the Life We Deserve Foundation that I'm working with now presently.
Okay, so why is it all your jobs are in line with NGOs?
I don't know.
But have you tried applying the federal jobs, the state jobs?
Yes, I've tried applying federal jobs, but I think
you're not qualified?
No.
Okay.
My ambition and my hope is on humanitarian and it's on NGO. Maybe that's why I'm getting jobs with them.
So what will you say it's the reason why there's so much unemployment? There's unemployment in Nigeria from your own view.
From my own view, there are a lot of students who are going into university. There are a lot who had finished, and there are a lot who are unemployed. So it's just from the government.
The government?
Yes.
Generally, we all know it's the government, but then I think there's very little the government can do. I think when the president came into power, I think one of the first things he said is no jobs, so nobody should even depend that jobs was going to come from the end.
They can't say there is no job.
That's what President Tinubu said. Please, if I'm not saying it correctly, you can maybe drag me on the comment section. But
yes, I heard when he said that, but they can't say there is no job in Nigeria because there are a lot of industries that are condemned, as in they are locked up doing, as in they didn't even renovate it. More talk of
give names.
Yes, or changing the names or rebuilding it, renovating it.
So say, give us like few names. Give us names of industries you feel that have been locked down, that if the government maybe probably have these things running, we'll have something.
Sorry, I don't know the names of the industries, but I know there is in Kaduna State.
Only Kaduna State?
Other states.
Industries that are locked down that?
Yes. Like here in Zaria, there is where they provide rice.
Grains,
yes.
Sunseed.
Yes.
They still provide,
but there are no staffs that are working there more unemployed. They are not employing
Well, I
people.
think from my experience, I think I know a few people that work in the likes of the Premier Seed, the Value Seed, the Sun Seed in Zaria, where you make granite oil,
Yes.
cotton, rice. Now, but if you go there, how much do they earn? I know a lot of people that worked there for over a decade and nothing to show for
Yes,
it.
they have to like.
And they even
rebuild.
labor them over stretch. You hear they work for a day and they earn 400 naira or something. So what will a family man do with?
But they have to improve in that salary aspect to
Well,
make it look, as in to be a big company. You understand?
it's already a big company.
Yes, it should be more bigger.
Okay. Well, I know former President Obasanjo has a company in Nigeria, in
Yes.
Zaria here. And I remember the last time he was there, I was privileged to be there when he came. I think what even got me interested in the whole thing was the fact that he came and he didn't give them money. He didn't share money, maybe stipends to
Yes.
give them. Just visiting from wherever former President Obasanjo lives and come to Zaria and go around this factory and just leave. And then I think the gossip was that he gave a bundle of 200 naira is 20,000.
Yes.
And you're giving hundreds of staffs to share 20,000. I don't get. But then I don't think, because I think that's his personal, it's not a federal government thing, it's a personally owned factory. Obasanjo had never lived in Zaria. He didn't school in Zaria. So how come then he has such a huge investment that nothing is coming out of it? So for me, I would say unemployment, I think we don't have to wait to be employed as young people. I think I've met very amazing young people in the last 10 years of my life where they are built on what their creativities, innovations. All of the guys that are doing this so much today, I think because it's now a norm to say that for every graduate now they end up doing POS. That there's that slogan say, everybody my mama say make I no be friends with that year are all doing well now, and me na POS.
To look for something else to do.
Like what and what? What
skills. Like now, if I can produce this cup, I can make like 10 of it.
But you can't produce this cup because in Nigeria there's nowhere they produce this.
If I have that skill to produce it.
Skill?
Yes.
To make a mug?
Yes.
In Nigeria?
Wait.
No, because I know in Nigeria very recently I heard that even toothpick, they import toothpick.
That just wait, that if I have the skills to produce this.
Okay, so clearly, but
let
me
like
remind you again. They don't have it in Nigeria.
They don't have it in Nigeria.
Okay.
But there must be somebody that can do it.
In Nigeria?
Yes.
Will that thrive in Nigeria?
Unless if the government don't want to help in that aspect. Or maybe he will just make it like open a small shop and just be producing it out for people to buy.
Okay, but let me draw your mind to, you're a graduate of Ahmadu Bello University.
Yes.
2015, if I'm correct, a set of engineering students created a car that uses water. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, I still know one of the students then is a drug addict on the streets of Zaria today.
Can you imagine?
But if it were in other better nations, they will not allow those guys go anywhere. The last set of graduates for 2024, I was there when the current governor of Kaduna State, the best graduating student, I think he sent into UK just one person of about 7,000 people that graduated. So it's only one person that got a shot at a job.
That is just the problem. You see, those guys now that made that car, if I was having a chance to be in the government, at least they would have opened a company for them.
We even have companies.
Exactly.
In Nigeria
they should rename it, or they should renovate it, and then take those graduated students. They should pick another.
But that's just one arm of chemical engineering graduated too.
Yes, there are a lot of them that graduated. So they should gather each group. What are you interested in? As in, what can you do? 10 people can make mug. 10 people can be repairing phones. 10 people can be doing other things.
10 people can plait hair.
So 10 people can.
Let me ask this very strange question I always ask commercial. Who will you prefer to marry, a 9 to 5 or a Yahoo boy?
From 9.
You prefer a 9 to 5?
Yes.
Regular salary?
Yes.
100k salary?
Yes.
What can 100k do today in today Nigeria?
It's just only God that helps.
No, but then you see, it's not God that will come and service anybody's
Yes,
family.
it's not God that will come and service, but it's God that help. Because 100k, even me now, if I have 100k, I can spend it today.
Wow.
I
I
can
think
just
after the
spend
show,
it
me and you will
today.
talk on this one after behind the camera. So you can blow 100k in it. Now,
Yes.
then why will you want to end up with? Then why not marry a fraudster that can give you
No,
the
I
millions,
can't
can get
marry
you
a
the good phones?
fraudster.
So you don't want to use the latest phone?
No, I'm not a fan of it.
No, okay, not necessarily an iPhone. You can want
Yes,
to
I
use a
use
good
Android
Samsung.
phone. What 80,000?
80,000. And if your husband's salary or this guy you're going out with, his salary is 100k, you think he will take 80k and buy you phone?
Yes, if you wish, he can.
So
It
you guys
depends
will
on the
fend
kind
on
of
20
person you
naira,
are dating.
20k in a month. But then that is
There must
on
be a
one.
source of income.
But okay, so let's not totally blame the government. What else is the youths of this nation, Nigeria, not engaging in? That is the reason behind is so much the unemployment, and which had brought about fraud and hookup that is now order of the day in today Nigeria.
One, the youth are very lazy. The youth of
Wow, so
nowadays
you
are
support President
very
Buhari?
lazy. Yes.
Nigerian youth are
They
lazy.
just want to sleep and have money. That is
No,
just it.
not true. I no agree. Not be all of us now. I for one don't even agree that I want to make money like this. I've had mates. I've had quite a good number of few persons that I know who watch and comment on these videos. That I'm one person that let's be patient, because truth is, if the money comes back, it goes back. But I
Yes.
don't think it's all, because we still have guys that are doing a lot of things. Yeah, Innocent is a Nigerian young
Those
man.
that are doing a lot of things are helping themselves because they know one way or the other they can't get what they want except they work for it. But there are some that will just stay at home and just be waiting for 30 billion to come into their accounts
How?
or 10 billion to come into their accounts. They just want to be rich.
But ama gaskiya, is that true? Can somebody just sit down and wait for 10
Yes,
million?
there are a lot of people that
About
are doing
maybe
that.
2%.
I've seen 2 people doing that. Just
Only
you ask
2.
them why you're not working, they'll say there is God, or God will help us, or God will provide. Even God said you should stand
God will
up so
provide
that
30 and then big money will enter your account. But because maybe those people, they have parents that is feeding them, they have something to.
Yes.
But what about you that don't have any of those? You don't have
Those
one
that don't
uncle?
have anybody that will help them, they have to stand up and help themselves. So most of them, they are the ones now that are
So
looking
advise
for
us. What do you think if I don't have a rich uncle that can give me money?
Me too, I don't have a rich uncle.
I don't have rich parents. So then the government it's not giving me any room to get employed. So how else do I fare?
They should match themselves into all these opportunities that mostly I see NGOs give to empower the youth, either in fellowship or skills, how to make bags, shoes, key holder, how to repair phones, fans, everything.
Okay, let me ask you very simple now. For somebody out there that have my kind of mindset,
Yes.
you want me to go into one of these NGOs and learn handwork
Yes.
or learn something, a skill that can fetch me something.
Yes.
You do know that I don't get to this place and start making this mug today and get
You
paid.
have to learn how to do it.
And so for that time that I'll be learning how to do this, how do I survive? When, don't forget, all of my friends are either Yahoo boys or their parents are rich. How do I fare between the space of that 6 months to 1 year?
They pay them. They give them transport.
Maybe in your own NGOs. I know a lot of NGOs that you will just come and volunteer and do. No, let's be realistic. I want to see from the lens of the young people, because not all of them. I had come across a lot of people that are not lazy. They just don't have an opportunity. And I for one, I'm a preacher of Nigeria does not give too many opportunities. You just have to create one. Right? So what advice will you give from your own opinion or from your own wealth of experience in being, you graduated at 2019, correct? 2017 through to now, that's like 7 years.
Yes.
7 years is a long time for me to just be sitting doing one job. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you have schoolmates that are maybe in better positions today.
Yes.
Okay, so what differentiates you? Now you know read book when they read book. So I think let's be lenient to the youths of the Nigerian setting.
Sometimes it's just destiny, maybe. It's not your time.
You know, life does not run on the bank of
Yes,
destiny.
but at least you have to help yourself one way or the other.
Okay, advise me. I want to help myself, but I don't see an opportunity to get a job.
Just engage in anything you see that
You
will
see,
make
fraud is something
not
people see.
fraud, as in any good thing, opportunity you see that will make you busy. Just engage yourself.
That will
Even
make
if
you
you
busy.
can't use
Get
it,
paid.
just learn how to do it.
Okay, which draw me to this young man that's currently trending today.
Yes.
That used his girlfriend for support. Well, money rituals, like they said, that beheaded his girlfriend in the court. What will you say? Because, of course, if that is correct from everything, because I don't believe everything I see on social media, this young man is said to be a gospel musician or an artist, something like that. So I guess it's somebody that even knows God or fears God. Let me use that word, right? And then you see, that's because you see one thing again. I also tell is, now everybody they do your own stuff, but now who then catch now him?
Yes.
That could almost want to translate that there are other people that are into some shady things. It's just because they are not caught yet. That's why we don't know how they make the wealth that they make.
Yes.
But what will you say? Because now, from his confession, from all of us that watched that interview on AIT, he said, you see, did you see how careless the young man was?
I think she's not even the first victim.
He
Yes.
had not had time to watch all through the interview.
But she's not the first victim.
But then he still looks broke. So if he had done that before,
Because they believe that if they kill a human being, they will get what they want. So it's either they tell him to kill more than one or two, or there is a target they give him before he can be rich. So maybe that's why.
okay, for example, I for one, at 30 plus of age in life, I tell you, I still don't know a native doctor's shrine or temple or a place. So even, for example, I cannot just wake up and kill anybody because I don't have anybody I would take the person's part to, for example. Right? Now I want to believe he got into a bad crowd or he went to seek counsel from a wrong person. And I say, Akuoni Zomuje. And then that is the story today. That's because his own got casted, Nigeria English. But then truth is, that young man will have been striving, doing other things, trying to probably had even done NGOs before. He had volunteered somewhere. He had learnt a skill. He still didn't succeed. What do you say to such young people that are doing something for years and they are not successful?
You cannot just go and be killing human beings just to.
Well, let's not. Maybe that's one is to the extreme, but then there are other people that are doing the regular things like boggle a shop, stealing. Today, stealing is on the rampart. Before, it's not very common that people steal phones. Like, did they say this street to this to? In fact, there are certain places in Zara to say, this place you don't pass there in the night too. Before.
From PZ to Samori here, they do steal phone inside keke. They stole my phone inside keke.
You see, that one are very recently in Nigeria. Now Nigeria don't they come now, so now, okay. Kaduna state government have banned keke napep, Okada. Yes, Abi is Okada approved in Nigerian this thing. Okay, so for the uneducated, not Arewa young man that didn't go to school and that is his own way of business.
That is just the problem. They need to take them back to school.
You need to take a full-blown man that has kids.
Not a full-grown man. Let's say the full-grown man, its own age, it's already gone. But the youth that are coming up now, they need to take them back to school.
Let's work with, you see that man where go kill somebody, so he's not a young man like that.
That one, I think they can't even control him because first they need to take him to a mental hospital first to examine him and know if he's okay.
Because maybe probably ended somebody.
Maybe yes.
But you see,
having a problem.
I still have to ask this question. You are striving. Probably you have been a tailor for 5 years.
Yes.
And you never, let me use the word hammer. I think, let's say 5 is even 10 years. So probably somebody that learned sewing at 20 and is now, he can sew. So he had been striving for 10 years. You see, at least he has been patient now 10 years.
Yes.
And he still cannot even afford to buy a motorcycle today. The motorcycle today is over 1 million naira. The least motorcycle in Nigeria today is over 1 million naira. If you do a 9 to 5, how many years will it take you to be able to afford to buy a motorcycle? How many?
He doesn't want to get it.
Really?
Yes.
I know many poor tailors. Of course, I also know many rich tailors. But then you see in the north where we live, bound is it this shedder for, I don't know, 50,000. In Lagos, in the Abujas, Somebody
It's worth
just, yeah,
50,000.
one top. So, such the person in the north, how will you expect him to buy that? Do you understand what I'm saying? So, if you're struggling, a long-term person that's impatient and didn't work for him, what is your advice to such?
Maybe it depends on the state where that person
So, you're
is.
saying the person should leave the state.
Yes, sometimes you might leave your environment or change your environment
You got a job you couldn't go because you didn't want to
because
change.
I was not comfortable in that environment.
Good. And you think I want to be
And
comfortable
the
in
people
Lagos?
in that environment I had to
Blend with.
blend with.
So, what will you say, lastly, right? What will you say is, apart from the government, apart from the youth being lazy, apart from the youth not trying to engage in lenient jobs and all of those, regular thing. Plus, then, you see, we have not talked about the ladies. We've just talked about the men.
Yes.
The ladies, what would a lady do that will reduce, or that can be a solution to this thing called hookup in today's Nigeria?
For a lady, I think some of them just do it for passion.
They do hookup for passion.
Yes,
Hookup for passion.
yes,
You
some
do
of
understand
them.
hookup in today's
I
country?
understand.
Passion.
Yes.
Okay, maybe I don't understand what passion is. Maybe there's another definition of passion from your end.
Some of them just do it for passion, as in they want to. It's not that somebody introduced them into it.
Okay, let's say 20-30% of that. What about the other 70?
The other 17, it might
Not
be
17 or 70.
70. Some of them might be maybe from a poor background, from a poor home, and they don't have anybody to help. Like recently, I was in Abuja. There was a girl I met at the park. She came for her service, I think from Delta State, yes.
Okay.
She doesn't know anybody in Abuja.
But she came for
So she
service.
came for service. So I asked her, why did she leave her own state? She doesn't know anybody in Abuja, but she came to Abuja to serve. Was she the one that applied for it? She said yes.
And the reason is,
And the reason is why. She said because they said Abuja, they used to get money.
money if you serve, or
As in, if you're living in Abuja, you'll be rich.
by just living in Abuja.
Yes, that was what she told me.
Well, you go tell her the
And the
truth now.
first thing I asked her was, is she going into prostitution?
Yeah, and she said,
Because that's what I know that is in her mind. And that's
that's
what
what you know
people
is in her
told
mind.
her. That was what they told her. Because that's what they always say. If you're in Abuja and you're a lady, it's either you're doing prostitution, you're getting money, or you're working.
Well, that's not fair to all of the people
Yeah,
in
that's
Abuja.
not fair to all of the people in Abuja, but mostly that's what the society see and say about it.
So for a struggling young lady that doesn't want to prostitute and cannot learn, maybe, the age. Well, I know there's no age thing to this whole trying to
Yes.
go back to learn. But then how else? What's your advice to other young women that are not lucky to even land an NGO job like you do, and that don't want to prostitute but want to live better?
They should look for a house chore work.
You know how many
Like,
ladies will not do house chore work?
there is a lady that
Can
worked
you
for
work?
my sister.
Can you do an house chore work
Yes, I
today?
can do it.
That's for
As
you.
far as I can get the little I can from them, I will do
If they
it.
give, who offer you a house chore work
Because they
for?
might feed you in the morning or in the afternoon. At least you got something to eat.
I think this life is soft for you, but then
It's
I
not
don't
soft
think.
for me, but for me as a lady, if I don't have anybody that will help me, it's better I look for a work. It's either to work in a home or to be washing people's clothes and be getting money than to go out and do prostitution.
So what will you say to the girls that do
Because
prostitution?
at the end of the day, you might, in fact, you will just be useless.
But then for some girl that don't want to be useless, and then probably she looks like that's the only option she has, what will you say to her?
Even if she's into it, for me, it's better she have one person that she will stick to,
To
who
do
is
prostitution?
providing, not prostitution,
Oh, okay.
who is providing everything for her, than following men around.
I don't get that too. She should look for one man
Yes,
that be
that she
providing.
can stick to. It's either they get married or I don't know, it depends on your religion and everything.
Oh, there's a religion that permits you to date somebody.
No, there's no
Okay.
religion that permits to date But some people prefer to live with a man without even getting married.
Prefer.
Yes,
I will now say where are those ladies, but it's okay. I get the
because
point.
I've seen a lot of them who are not married but they live with their boyfriends and they provide everything for them.
They live,
Like they live like a husband and wife,
but they're not married.
but they are not
Uh,
married.
Would you say that is prostitution?
I can say it's prostitution. Yes,
So, but that's
because
a what good prostitution?
that's not a good prostitution. But at least they should get married. That would be better.
Okay, well, I will not say it's as easy as that, but then I think this is a very huge topic that we cannot put justice to. But lastly, just to our viewers out there, from your lens, what would, given that we've been able to like back and forth about the challenges of unemployment in Nigeria, lastly, in closing, what would you say is the advice to maybe to the government, to parents, because I think parenting have a great role to play in all of this as well.
Yes.
So, what would you say is something that as a nation, as a people, as an individual, we can do to curtail and maybe at least reason the height of unemployment in Nigeria?
For parents, I think they should help their children.
If the
Maybe
parents don't
like
have, got to help.
that is the problem. For those that have, at least they should help their children.
Let's concentrate on for those that don't have. Tell to those that don't have.
For those that don't have, it's either the government should help in providing like a little business to them, or to know what they can do, their skill, what they can do with their
You
hands.
just shall get a skill. You are just bent on. You should go
No,
and get a
it's
skill.
better they should get a skill. As in, everybody might have something that they can do with their hands. So I think that will help if the government can help them. Those that don't have anybody to help, at least
Get something to do.
they should get something doing. Making of shoes. A lot of people have something to do. So
All right, to amazing viewers, it's of course unemployment is not today's thing in Nigeria. So please, to as many out there, to the government, to parenting, please get a skill. Hajia Zainab say get a skill. You don't have to be a prostitute to earn a living. You could get linen jobs. You could pick up. You could wash clothes. You could do so many things. Go to an NGOs where they give you stipends and at least learn something. The idea is to learn a skill so that you don't live on the basis. Because truth is, I'm here to see anybody that uses a useless life and lasts long. It's but a matter of time. All of these things fades and that's it. So I think for me it's a good one. But still, we just keep crying out to the government to at least make these things easy. Bring back to life all of the industries that have been kept out there. We have only one man in Nigeria achieving what nobody in Africa has done. It's a shame for me, I think, for one person to when we have 4 refineries that could be brought to life with 1/3 of the same amount that Dangote are put into the refineries today, still it's not a solution to Nigerian petroleum problem as a nation. I think the government still needs to do so much, and I think parenting needs to do so much. And maybe for as many out there that have visions to give back to NGOs, I think it's another opportunity to give so that because this can be a room to help as many young people off the streets. And for you, if you disagree with these ideas and maybe you have challenges with Hajia Zainab's view or opinion, please leave it in our comment section. Thank you and see you guys. So can we cheers before? So thank you for coming on the show, guys. Cheers.